Being connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our body is by practicing the fiqh. And today one of the things which the Muslims don't seem to be loving to do is studying fiqh, or at least holding on to fiqh. And the very reason why there are disputes between Muslims is because they just don't know how to hold on to what they agree to do. And when people talk and don't write things down, then very often this will end up in disputes. So when you have an agreement with people, write it down, because they will walk over your head, they will break their promise, or they will just pretend that it never happened. So this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made it very clear that we have to write down what we agree upon. Because if we don't, then emotions will be that which inspires you. So the fiqh for me today, more than ever, I think is even more important than teaching people how to do anything else. I mean, if we focus on tajweed, if we focus on, I don't know, on grammar, if we focus on usul al-fiqh, if we focus on all of these things, but we don't know how to practice Islam, then we're Muslims without Islam. So we need to know the fiqh of behavior and the fiqh of transactions and the fiqh of ibadat. For me, and it's only about 6 months ago that I started saying this. Before I used to, underline very often that we need to know everything about the heart, which I still do. But even if you have problems with your heart, but you treat Muslims the way that they are supposed to be treated, then at least you won't return to Allah as a zalim. You see this? So even if you have problems with your heart and your prayer, but you don't do dhulm to Muslims, you don't do dhulm to people, then at least Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you might find Him very forgiving. Because that which is between you and creation is something which Allah doesn't forgive. If you wrong people, if they don't forgive you, Allah won't. That's what we should know. If you have problems with people which you have caused because you don't know Islam, you don't know the fiqh, you don't know anything, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't forgive you. The forgiveness of Allah Jalla wa Ala in this matter, when you wrong people, is connected to people forgiving you, yes or no. Is that clear? So this is why we need to study fiqh more than ever. Our ibadat very often are wrong. We don't know how to rectify our prayers. We don't know how to perform wudu. We don't know how to get married. We don't know how to get divorced. We don't know how inheritance. We don't know anything. So what I want to mention now today in very brief, and that will take no more than 5 minutes, is that we will practice that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, and that which the Prophet ﷺ tells us in the Sunnah. And we're going to try to hold on to it as much as we can. I'm going to give you an example. Husband and wife, they get divorced. They have children. Now they will go to court. And in court, what will they do? Will they behave like Muslims? Will they look, what Allah wants from us? No, they don't. The husband is going to look, what can I do to pay as little as I can? The wife is going to look, what can I do to get as much as I can? The husband will say, I want to see my children. Like, for example, you have husbands who don't want to see their children. So they say every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, so that she can never have a life. So that when she wants to get married again after me, that it's difficult. Nobody will want to get married to a woman who has the children always with her. You see how sick people are on the inside? So then, or the husband wants to see the children. Woman says, I'm going to take revenge. I'm going to say he's a bad husband. I'm going to talk to the children day and night. And when they go to court, then what? They will say, he's a bad dad. He's not a good... So this is what's going on in the Muslim midst. Where is fiqh? Nothing. There is no fiqh. There is just pretending on Instagram with a little like, with a little oh Allah, with a little tear, a little subha, a little I am Allah's servant. I'm fed up with these fake things going on. It's worthless. This is worthless. We've got preachers all the time showing their pictures. What's wrong with people? Here I am, look at me. Here I'm in Mecca. Oh, my followers, here I am. We don't care about you. We care about Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. So we need to go back and we need to look at what Allah wants. Our emotions are fed by our sick hearts. if our hearts are not pure, what is the only thing that can save you from not acting upon your sick heart is fiqh. That even on the inside, if you don't agree, but with your mind you say, this is hukmullah, this is the law of Allah Jalla wa Ala, then at least with your body you will be conformed to the truth. Do you see what I mean? So I believe that when there are disputes and these kind of things, we need to refer back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, not to our emotions. So what will a man and a woman do when they go to court, when they get divorced and the children are there? What will they do? They will say, let us look at what a faqih has to say. And then when we go to court, we will try to settle it as close as we can. We're going to use these means to settle it as close as we can to the shara' of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we need to do. So then they sit together, and then we will see in fiqh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَلْيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَعَةٍ مِّن سَعَةِ. Let the father spend on his children in harmony with his financial capacities. Meaning, if he's rich, he spends more. If he's poor, he spends less. And this fluctuates. One day, he might have 3,000 in a month. One day, it might be 500. When he has 500, can he give the same as when he has 3,000? No. And this is فَلْيُنْفِقْ مِمَّا آتَاهُ اللَّهُ يعني وَمَنْ قُدِرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقُهُ. And if someone is a bit more poor, that he spends from that which Allah has given him. But now when the people go to court and you say, you base it, for example, on an income of 2,000 or 2,500, for example, then okay, 150 each child, 200 each child, whatever. So, okay, that's easy, there you go. But then next month he earns less. Well, now, according to court, he has to pay that amount. What's going to happen? The woman doesn't care. She says, well, it's his problem. No, it's a shar'i problem. It's a shar'i problem. It's not a revenge thing. It is not I win thing. It's not I lose thing. We need to let the shara' prevail. Not what is in our advantage. Sometimes sharia can be in your disadvantage, your emotional disadvantage, not your eternal one. But it's the same. Now when you went to court, well, the husband has 1,500 a month. So the judge will say, well, 80 is okay. But then after 4 months, he's got 3,000. He says, yes, now I'm making more money and I'm not paying more. This is where we Muslims go wrong. We need to look at the shara'. If we don't look at the shara', that's the very reason why we will be dishonored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this life. We are not the chosen people. We are honored when we practice. We are dishonored when we don't. It's not I'm Muslim, we're chosen, Allah will do everything for me. If you're a Muslim and you're not behaving correctly and a non-Muslim is, Allah will stand up for the non-Muslim. Done. Because Allah is with the haqq, not with your title, I am Muslim. So if you're a Muslim, that means that you should be in harmony with the haqq. And this is what isn't happening. And then we're saying, oh, what's wrong with us? What is going on with us? Well, one of the things that Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu said, and Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, he said Muslims will have the leader they deserve. Muslims will have the leader they deserve. Without regards to the leader being a Muslim or a non-Muslim. They will have the leader they deserve. So if one day a leader, and I'm not saying this is happening and I'm not saying it's not. If one day a leader has been elected who is not very good for Muslims, well, what are we going to do? We're going to complain. Let's start complaining about why people or certain people are chosen and not others, which are very often in our disadvantage. Well, we don't even honor the shara'. I'm sorry to say this. And you must say, oh, why did he come back after 2 weeks? Why can't he just leave us alone? So, well, you are sitting in front of a frustrated teacher, right? And so I always share my frustrations with you. But this is my frustration. About myself, about the environment, and about the things I see. So we need fiqh. If you ask me now, if I were to choose one science, which is very strange to say, I have my 14 qira'at, but I would say fiqh. If now they say, you can only study one thing, what are you going to do? I say fiqh. Oh, and what about tajweed? Yeah, tajweed is all very nice and shiny, happy people. It's good. We have to. But to be quite frank, one day I went to my Shaykh, and that's the last thing I want to say, was Shaykh Abdul Salam. And he was very strong. He was a very strong scholar. And he still is. Then that was in the beginning of my Islam. It was the same man whom I asked. I came into his house and I said, please, tell me one thing which will transform me and turn me into a different person than the one that came into your house. He looked at me and said, what's that? I said, no, I want you to give me one sentence which will inspire me so much that I will be transformed. And he said, that doesn't exist. He said, we don't have magic wands. He said, you are the wand. So that what we want in a day in Islam, well, we need about 30 years to get there. We need about 30 years. This is what we see with our scholars. Those who used to cry during the night, not being able to sleep. Those who would, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be in panic when thinking about hellfire, being happy when hearing about paradise. Well, these people, they didn't get there like that. That was the result of dedication. That was the result of endurance. That was the result of servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's impossible. So anyway, I asked him this. He said, that's impossible. Then I said, what is the most important thing for me to study? Well, he didn't say fiqh. He said, your connection with Allah. He says, if you were to go blind and deaf right now, what will keep you or protect you to remain sane within that body which can't hear or see anything? He said, it's the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, fiqh and knowing Allah. That are the two things which we should concentrate on. But barakallahu fikum, in everything you do, crush your emotions. Get rid of them. They're a liar, they're a cheat, don't trust them. The only thing you can trust is fiqh. So put your body in harmony and your actions with the fiqh of our fuqaha. And then you will leave the face of this earth without having oppressed anybody. And if people don't like you because you practice fiqh, well, that's their problem with their nafs. Now, because when you go by fiqh, people say, you're so hard. Why are you hard? I'm not hard, this is fiqh. Bro, no bros. Now, when it's fiqh, don't come to me with, yeah bro. Because the yo bro, and we're all brothers and it's all for Allah, is for the moment to today an excuse which is used by people who don't want to live up to the deen. It is there where all the things which are fi sabilillah today, well, this is where people show their most evil side when they say it's fi sabilillah. Like when it's fi sabilillah, don't tell me I'm late. When it's fi sabilillah, don't tell me that I didn't come on time and didn't finish the business because I was helping you fi sabilillah. Brother, I will help you move fi sabilillah in the morning. Sorry bro, I can't come today. What? I was waiting for you. And then when he hangs up, who does he think he is? I was going to help fi sabilillah. Is he paying me money? When people say fi sabilillah, run away from them. And you the same. Some people, when they help you fi sabilillah, in their heart they find it difficult. It's fi sabilillah, but subhanallah, you feel it. Oh, maybe, I could have gotten rich by doing this. Maybe I could have gotten money. So then you're even faking your fi sabilillah. So be true to yourself. If you can do it fi sabilillah without having anything in your heart, it's the most beautiful thing. When you do something fi sabilillah and you feel a grudge in your heart, or you feel that you are not in harmony with what you're doing, don't do it, because then you're the biggest liar in front of Allah Jalla wa Ala. Fiqh. I'm serious, fiqh. Learn fiqh. Stick to fiqh. And if you're afraid of your emotions, your heart, and that you're blinded by a passion or by a desire or by love for money or wealth or status, look at fiqh and extinguish it. So this is what I'm trying to say. And I know it sounds very strange, like it's like another person that came back. This is what toothache and sick grandmothers do to you. You come back, you say fiqh. Done. So that's my advice to you. Focus on fiqh, barakallahu fikum. Do that, and also on all the rest. But it's our only way out. It's our only way to protect this ummah. Emotions and bros and love for Allah, it's all very beautiful. But to be quite frank, I have seen that very often this is not the most beautiful thing. Okay, write everything down. Because people don't don't honor what they say. Anyway, that's in very brief. Are there any questions about what I've said? Good morning.